Hello and welcome to UC Today. My name is Kieran and today's session is the big UC update for Akixi. I am delighted to be joined by John Christian, VP of Marketing at Akixi. John, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Before we dive into the big update for Akixi and all the exciting products you guys have in store for 2024, please tell us a little about yourself, John, and the work you do with Akixi.
Sure. So I'm Vice President of Marketing here at Akixi. I focus on every aspect of marketing work that we do, from product marketing through to all of our corporate and partner marketing. So work very closely with the industry, but also very closely with many of our service provider partners.
Perfect. And can you please tell us a little about Akixi itself and what will the company's focus be for 2024 and why?
Sure. So Akixi create CX-focused value-added services for cloud communication service providers. And we deliver these capabilities across all of the major cloud platforms, Teams, WebEx Calling, Broadworks, and there are several others. With over 50 service provider partners, 1 million end users, but we're essentially or primarily known for our two key analytics products, Business Insights, which deliver real-time view of customer experience over the voice channel, and informal contact center reporting. So real-time wallboards, agent activity, call queuing capabilities that enable informal contact centers for end customers. And more recently, following the acquisition of Mondigo, we now have CRM integration. We now offer CRM integration between hundreds of CRM platforms and all of those aforementioned cloud communications platforms. And we delivers value capabilities like call popping, click to dial, call preview, etc. And one of the key positions of Akixi is that all of our products and solutions are designed for service provider delivery. So we design them, we build them to form part of the service provider value-added service portfolio. And to that end, our big focus for 2024 is all around Microsoft Teams. So we all know about this, the accelerating shift towards using Microsoft Teams primarily as a collaboration tool, but it's also driving with it a migration away from sort of legacy on-prem UCaaS solutions towards the Microsoft Teams phone, the cloud PBX. And while this disruption represents a growth opportunity for service providers, what we also realize, and the market realizes, is that it creates challenges. And that's because the call control moves away from the service provider into the Teams environment. So, without commanding that call control capability, it's now not possible to charge the sort of previous $16 to $20 a seat that the homegrown UCaaS seats were able to command. Now, typically, what we see is service providers able to price into market for a PSTN calling seat, or Teams attached PSTN calling seat, at around kind of $4 to $8, and that obviously has a direct hit on margin and revenue. Now, the other problem that then comes is that when you have every service provider in market offering the same call control, it becomes very, very difficult to differentiate. So how do service providers solve that problem? They bring in value-added services is one of the ways. That in itself, if you know service providers, I've worked with service providers, in service providers and with service providers for 20 years, innovation or technology introduction is really challenging. It's costly, it's time consuming. I worked with a service provider a few years back who suggested that it was going to take them 2 years to do some API integrations. Then you get to operationalization, support can be challenging, and overarching all of that, you have to be adhering to some very strict security, quality of service requirements. And fundamentally, the service providers need to make sure that the services they're introducing are consumable, drive value, and will deliver a return on the investment. And this is really where Akixi's value-added services portfolio for Microsoft Teams comes into play.
Perfect. And just touching on the portfolio there, you very eloquently articulated the challenges these service providers face. How does Akixi's portfolio help these providers overcome such challenges?
Yeah, so I mean, first and foremost, one of the at the very highest level, and I'm stating the obvious here, but we help by delivering this sort of incremental value. We inevitably allow them to package up a richer UC offer, a richer Microsoft Teams PSTN UC offer, and deliver a sort of greater ARPU. And on that $4 to $8, well, we're expecting service providers to be able to uplift that by sort of 50 to 100%. That becomes even bigger when you begin to build multiple value layers on top of each other. And certainly across our existing base, we work with many of our service providers, partners are out there reselling both our analytics capabilities along with our CRM integration capabilities. What we also make sure that we do is that we avoid that cost, that introduction of cost and resource consumption. And so we do that. Because we've built our solutions, our products to be service provider delivered. We've made sure that we align with how service providers provision telephony VAS. So, for instance, our analytics products can be onboarded into portfolio in less than a week. Similarly, we have developed a simple UI-based customer provisioning capability. So there's no need for PowerShell, swivel chair. And that aligns with the service provider vision of building portfolios that have low friction customer experience, but avoiding the need for automated customer experience and avoiding the need for large ops or support teams to manage it. Another critical part of the portfolio is around the insights and reporting that we deliver in real time. And when I say real time, I mean real time. I'm not talking 15 minutes, I'm not talking 5 minutes, I'm talking real time. And that's really about giving opportunities, or the opportunity to businesses to get the feedback, get the insights into how they're performing in terms of their interaction with their customers, but then optimize it and be able to do all of that in real time. And what that allows a service provider to do is now start to introduce some differentiation in their portfolio. And along the same thread, our services are native to the Microsoft Teams client and infrastructure. So the end user interface is essentially entirely via the Teams app. So it's a common experience. Equally, all the calls stay within the extended Teams service so that now we ensure security, low latency, high resiliency, that all aligns with the existing Teams capabilities that they're bringing to market. And when you overlay all of that, as I said before, with CRM integration, not only do you bring kind of inbound calling insights, so you're enhancing and personalizing customer experience, but you're also have the ability to essentially start to develop verticalized market offerings. So you can now drive greater value, drive greater customer loyalty, and have impact on your churn. And I think the final thing I just say is that it's worth pointing out that these capabilities, our solutions products capabilities, they're all consistent across all of the Microsoft Teams programs. So direct routing, Operator Connect, Teams Phone Mobile. So again, what we're bringing is a single value-added service capability or a single portfolio of value-added services capabilities that deliver against that drive incremental revenue, do not create friction, and can have a really simple productization and operationalization.
No, brilliant. I think, as you say, just having that very streamlined one-stop shop, with all being native to Teams, just makes it can't be overstated just how significant that can be for businesses. So I think that's really exciting for customers to hear. Yeah, I think that's all we've got time for today. But it's been a really good session. So thank you to John for being here.
Thank you, Kieran, for having me. I've really enjoyed talking to you.
And if you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share on social media, and we'll see you next time. I've been Kieran Devlin of UC Today. Thanks for watching.